Show. My name's James Knight. We're live, and today what we're going to do is there's a difference between a buyer's list and a freebie list, and everybody should actually understand that because a lot of people they're getting, and there's nothing wrong with a freebie list, but a buyer's list is going to be a lot more powerful. We're going to explain why. We're going to explain how one gentleman he's built a 4,000 list. But let me explain also something that every person on your list is worth at least $1. It depends on how you market them. But you know what? My list is worth a lot more than $1 per person. But every person, let's say for example, you have 4,000 people on your list, okay, and then say that some are freebie seekers and some are maybe a buyer's list. Maybe the freebie seekers they might be worth $1, and then the buyer's list buyer person might be worth $2 to $3. So if you have 4,000 people on the list, a freebie list might be worth $4,000 a month. But if you got a buyer's list, that might be worth $7,000 a month because they're more active. They want to get ahead in life. They want to take action. And I know that you got to remember that everybody starts off somewhere. I don't care if you were like a subway worker or even you're maybe a bartender or you're you are a car mechanic. It doesn't matter where you are, but somebody starts from somewhere. Then what you do is you take the tools that we explain inside the interviews and you take action, and all of a sudden you're doing this full time, and that's how quick something like this can happen. So today we have Art, and Art, welcome to the show, Art.
Well, thank you for having me, James.
What did you used to work as before you became an internet marketer?
Well, I used to work as a bartender for years. You know, when I was climbing the ladder, you know, then I started to work as a supervisor, assistant manager, manager. But you know, I just saw that I was not going anywhere. And especially after having my daughter, you know, I just wanted to spend more time with her, so that's why I focused on doing this.
Very nice. And so now you're internet marketer and you're living that lifestyle of an internet marketer. So I was ask you real quick, if I was first starting off, and you know you first started off at one time in your internet marketing career, so you feel the pain that we all went through and we all go through, and we're just looking really just to make $100 maybe a month online, or really to start somewhere with a list. And we need to build a list because, as we say on these shows, the list is the key. Where would I start? I know that I don't like to create products, but is there some way, maybe POR products or something? What can I do to actually create a huge list?
Well, I tell you what I did and what like the advice that I would give to myself when I was first starting out. Because I knew I needed a list, and I started buying solo ads, you know, buying Facebook ads, PPC, and I built it up to 1,000 people, but it wasn't really making any money because that was basically a freebie seekers list, and people say, you know, it's $1 per subscriber per month, but I was making way less than that. I was making maybe $100 with that list of 1,000 people, and because I was just starting out. You know, I didn't really know how it all works. But when I discovered that a buyer on your list is worth actually 10 times more than a regular subscriber, my whole focus went to just building a buyer's list.
Very nice. And so I understand that totally, and to get a buyer, but you know what? Where would I so now that I understand that a buyer is worth more than a freebie seeker, sometimes two to 300, maybe 500% more. Where would I start next? Like for example, say that like I said before, I'm really new at this and I don't know where to start. What would you suggest, Art?
Well, what I did is I launched a product, but it's a lot of work, and if you're new, you're not really know what you're doing, you can spend a lot of time and see almost no real results, you know. So you know, first of all, you should focus on buyers, but do it the right way and don't overcomplicate it. And that's how I discovered this method that I'm sharing in my new product, and it's way easier. And anyone can do it, even a newbie, you know, even someone that is just starting out.
So, for example, maybe if I go to Warrior Plus and I make up a quick report, which is pretty simple, you know, you write down maybe about 20 ideas of how to build an email list, and you sell it for $1. and you get maybe 1,000 people to actually jump on this, which can happen. You made $1,000, and then I guess you get 1,000 people on your email list, and then you can start maybe promoting stuff to them. Is that how it works, Art?
Yeah, exactly. And this 1,000 people will make you thousands upon thousands of dollars because they are buyers. They bought from you and they trust you. And if you compare a buyer, even if they just spend $1 with you, comparing to someone that got your freebie, you know, people download tens of freebies a day. They don't really read it. They don't really, you know, go through it. They don't really implement whatever is in the freebie. But if they're going to spend money, even if it's $1, they're gonna read it, they're gonna implement it, they're gonna see results, and that's why they are going to trust you. And you know, if you're gonna promote our products to them, they're gonna listen to you because you know they're gonna know that what you're saying is actually working.
And so, what would you recommend? Would you maybe a PDF, or do you say maybe videos, or really just test each one and see how well it does for you, or does it not matter really what the product is? Maybe is it more really? What would you say?
Well, if you're starting out, I would keep it simple. Just a simple report. Obviously, it needs to have some value. So if someone spends that dollar, they need to say, okay, this is worth much more than $1. But it can be something super simple, a 10-page PDF, a 20 pages PDF, even a PLR, maybe, you know, just rebrand it, add a few ideas, you know, that are unique, and you're good to go.
Very cool. And Art, I was going to ask you. I know that I guess we do it on different platforms. You can do it on JVZoo. You can do it on Warrior Forum. There's a lot of different platforms. I think there's another one, Digital Point. I'm not sure what that is. Really. I mean, it's been a long time since I have actually advertised on there. But really, I know that it's all really a difference between the sales page and how good it is. But what is basically, would you say, is maybe the average of people that maybe we launch on a Warrior Plus? What would you think for a $1 product would bring you? Maybe 200 maybe purchasers, or what would you suggest? Or 100?
Well, like on the Warrior Forum, you can post it and you can get 20 buyers in, and then your listing goes down. But you can bump the thread, which means every 2-3 days you can bump it straight to the top, which means you can do it forever. You know, you can just keep on bumping this thread.
Okay.
And it's not a one-time thing as a product launch, for example. It's something that can be continuous.
Very nice. So basically, if I get it right, you create one thing, maybe a 20-page report. Like I said, it can be like 20 ideas. How you can take the ideas that you watch right here, okay, and you can take the ideas right there.
Yeah.
And then what you do is once you create that is forever.
Exactly.
You can accumulate buyers over the course of basically months, or if not years, because I've seen posts on the Warrior Forum that were maybe since it was Brown, which was 1999, if I believe. And I'm just saying, and it's ridiculous too, because I don't know if you've seen it, Art. Maybe it's a few 100,000 views, which could have been a few 100,000 buyers, even if you think about it. And that could be really huge. So I'm just telling you that can be a major key, really, just to build lists and without really working hard. And then I guess you just mail them products maybe afterwards or something like that. Is that basically what you would say, Art?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Warrior Forum is just one type of traffic. You know, if you have an evergreen $1 product, you can start sending all sorts of traffic, free traffic, paid traffic, and you can scale it up. You know, unlike product launches, for example. So it's not only you do it once, but you can actually scale it up. So you can do YouTube, you can do Facebook, you can just throw all sorts of traffic in it and see what works, see what doesn't work, and scale it up as much or as little as you want.
Well, if you look at it, why I like this method is basically you're getting paid to build a buyer's list.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, if you look at it, they're doing solo ads, so they're paying for that solo list. But if you're getting paid to build a solo, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I've seen people really, and first-hand information where that they've made maybe $700, and they made money, and they built a huge buyers list at the same time. I mean so this method does work, really, everyone. And the reason that's why I want to have Art on here, because this is something that's different that we haven't talked about before. Is basically how to get a buyers list, because we talked about before how to build a list. That's fine, okay? You got to get information from every interview that we do, but this method really, not too many people do talk about. The reason is because they keep it to themselves. Why do they keep themselves? Because basically
they know they work.
They know it works. And am I right, Art? A lot of people don't talk about this. Do they talk about this? Not at all, really, that I see.
People, quite a few people, not a lot.
Maybe they talk about in the circles, but they don't talk to let the people on the outside know the ideas that a lot of the internet marketers talk amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And so basically what Art's doing is he's giving you insider information, and basically inside his course, he's going to teach you basically how he does this on the over-the-shoulder methods of how easy this is. And basically, it's not hard to do, but you got to know how to do it, really, and that's really the key, because it doesn't matter if it's going to be a 20-page report that you can write in probably within 5 minutes. Am I right, Art? Or then you don't have to take no time, and after you write it, and then you deliver it. You can deliver it Dropbox or any way you really want, or a PDF. I mean, it's very simple to deliver it, and then from there you can build a relationship with that buyer. And basically, you can give them, maybe you can once in a while send them something, but also you want to maybe send them free stuff. So basically, it's not just like a take and give, really, And that's what I believe. What do you think about that, Art?
Well, the main point is the relationship, because once someone buys from you and they actually read your report, they already sort of know you, because you can, even in the beginning of the report, you can just sacrifice 2 pages just telling your story. Tell them what are you doing, how did you get where you are, and people get to know you like this. And when you're gonna mail them, a day later or a week later or a month later, they will know, okay, this is Art or this is James. I remember them, and they provided me value. So what they're saying is actually true.
And basically what Art's saying is totally straight up on the bullet, because the thing is that you're helping people, and that's really it. You can even, like I said before, this 20-page report can be taken from the interviews that we do here. You just take, and I'm just telling you, it is the best, more powerful. And we've done over 300 interviews here, and you have tons of information really to keep this going. And I'll tell you, Art has basically, he's giving something that a lot of people don't want you to know. Okay, and this is a powerful method. It does work. People have been doing this since 1999, since the Warrior Forum has been put up, and the only difference is that you just didn't know about it. And I love the method. It's a very easy. Even your grandmother can do it, or Homer Simpson can do this, and start making money, and hopefully either supplement your job or even quit your job doing this. I mean, this is basically can make your mortgage payment. It can make a car payment. But the main thing is that you got to start taking action. You have to start building that buyers list, and you know what? Everyone can do this. So, Art, I'm going to ask you one question. So I know that a lot of people they have that negative thought in their head. There's a devil on the side, and there's always an angel on the side. The devil is always going to say, hey, you know what? But you don't know this, basically, because if you knew it, you'd be doing it. But the angel would be telling them, something that you can do this. It's easy. Invest in yourself, learn how to do this business, and you can basically sit back and work from home and not have a crappy boss. And you know what? You be your own boss. Not that sometimes that we don't work harder for ourselves than working for a boss, because I'm going to tell you, I do work hard. I work many hours, but you know what? It's so much satisfying. But what would the angel tell them?
Well, this course is something, when I was creating it, I was thinking about something that I would give to myself when I was first starting out. So it's super newbie friendly, anyone can do it, and I myself, I would appreciate this kind of advice, especially in the beginning, because I made a ton of mistakes. So basically what you can do is skip all the mistakes and go straight to the method that works.
Yeah, totally right. And like what Art is basically doing, like I said before, is giving you the keys to the castle. So if you want the keys to the castle, click the link right on the bottom, jump on this, do this business. You're going to thank me later. I promise you anything, because these interviews are meant to help people because I care about every one of you. We're giving a lot of free information, but you got to also invest in yourself. Check it out. Click the link on the bottom. It's really a great product. It's teaching you the insides of how real internet marketers build a huge list that is very seldom talked about outside the circles. All right, thanks a lot, Art. You have a great day, and thanks for being on.
Thanks a lot. See you later.
Bye-bye.